Ayan. Tara. Ang gagawin lang natin ngayon ay magsasagot ng quiz mo. Kasi malapit na yung exam mo, no? Sa Thursday, exam mo na. At baka hindi ka pa kasi nagre-review. So magre-review tayo saglit. And time check lang, 9:47 ng gabi ngayon. Kaya medyo garalgal na siguro yung boses ko. Hindi ko alam, no? Pagtsagaan nyo na. Mag-aaral lang tayo saglit. No, para may kasabay ka mag-aral, para may kasabay ka mag-review, magre-record tayo, no? Dami kong sinasabi, ba't di pa natin to simulan? So, number one, which of the following is not a category of individual taxpayer subject to regular income tax? Purely compensation? Pwede yan, no? Category yan. Self-employed, category din siya. Mixed income, ang hindi dito ay letter D. Passive income earner only. Dog. Number two, compensation income is defined as income arising from compensation, yung pinapasahod ka. No? So, employee-employer relationship. Boy. Number three, which of the following is considered supplemental compensation? So, supplemental compensation, yan, C, overtime pay. Next natin, what is the maximum non-taxable amount? Wait nga, open ko nga yung isang file dito. Yung answer key, para sure tayo. Bird, ba tayo mag-open? Yan, open na. Open na siya. Okay. Sige, number 4 tayo. What is the maximum non-taxable amount for the 13th month pay and other bonuses? No, kabisado mo yan. 90,000. So, pag lumagpas sa 90,000, taksan mo. Number 5, which of these contributions is excluded from taxable compensation income? Ang sagot, all of the above. Si PhilHealth, SSS, Pag-ibig, minus mo yan. Number 6, the non-taxable rice subsidy limit for employees is, kabisado mo to, no? 2,500 per month. Okay. Number 7, how much is the annual non-taxable limit for uniform and clothing allowance? Ito ay 8,000. Nagsagot na ba tayo nito? Ba't ganun? Parang familiar sa akin na nagsagot na tayo nito during our class. Wait lang ah. Sige, okay na. Record na natin. Tuloy na natin, no? Baka kasi nakalimutan mo na. Kagaya ko, nakalimutan ko na kung nag-record or kung na-discuss ko na itong quiz nyo. Yaman na. Para rin dun sa mga hindi nakapakinig o mga inaantok habang nagdi-discuss tayo siguro, no? Ito, ulitin natin yung discussion ng quiz. Number 8, for private sector employees, monetized vacation leave credits are non-taxable up to 12 days per year. Boy. Sa exam nyo ha, huwag nyo kakalimutan yung mga yan, no? Kasi ang exam nyo pala ay gawa ni Sir Alfred, no? Pero chinek ko naman, kayang-kaya nyo naman sagutan, no? Tinanggal ko lang yung mga items na hindi natin na-discuss, no? Kasi umabot lang tayo sa fringe benefits hanggang dun sa housing, no? So, yung mga fringe benefit other than dun sa housing, tinanggal ko. So, up to 60 yung exam nyo pala. Sagutable? Sagutable. Kayang-kaya mo yung sagutan. Mag-aaral ka lang. Number 9. Which taxpayer is exempt from income tax on holiday pay and hazard pay? So, number 9, C. Minimum wage earners. So, letter B ang sagot sa number 9. Number 9, boy. Number 10, self-employed professionals or SEPs are generally subject to, so pag self-employed, general rule, gamitan mo ng graduated income tax rate. Boy. Number 11, alternatively, no, pwede siyang mag-preferential tax rate. So, to qualify for the 8% preferential tax rate, ano ang kailangang gross sales ng sa self-employed professional? So, kayo, madali lang tandaan, no? 3 million. No, kasi dati sa amin, nung time ko, 1,919,500 pa yung tinatandaan. Ngayon, 3 million na lang. Madali nang tandaan, no? So, gross sales, no? So, lahat ng revenue, no? Pagsasama-samahin. Paano pag may gross sales tapos may mga ibang other income? Pagsamahin mo pa rin. Okay? Basta dapat yung income, sales, or galing man do sa other income mo, na subject to tax, dapat hindi siya mag-exceed sa 3 million. Okay? So, paano pag lumagpas? 3 million, nung sinama mo? Kunwari, gross sales mo, 2 million 800, tapos meron kang other income pa na subject to tax na mga 500 or 700,000. So, lumagpas ka na ng 3 million. Ayun, na-breach mo na rin yung threshold na 3 million. Okay? So, gross sales kasama dyan. Sasama mo dyan yung mga other income pa. Next, number 12 tayo. Which of the following disqualifies a self-employed professional from availing the 8% tax rate? Okay, ang sagot dito ay C, being VAT registered. Kabisado mo na yan, no? Dapat. Nasa handout mo naman yan. Number 13. Tsaka nasa book yan, no? Yung recommended book natin. Tsaka pinag-usapan natin yan, no? So wala ka talagang excuse para hindi mo siya masagot. Okay. Number 13. For purely self-employed individual, the 8% tax rate is applied to. So saan mo i-multiply yung 8% tax rate? Sa gross sales, no? A or B? Letter B, no? Gross sales in excess of 250,000. Okay. Letter B. Wag mo kakalimutan na i-multiply mo yung 8% sa gross sales after mo i-deduct yung 250,000, no? Kasi baka makalimutan mo i-deduct yung 250,000, mali ka na dun sa tatanong. Okay? Na how much is the tax? If 8% yung tax rate na inelect niya. Okay, number 14. If a self-employed professional opts for the 8% tax rate but their gross sales reach 4 million. Uy, lumagpas kang 4 million, no? Sabi natin, ang threshold ay 3 million. So, mabot ka ng 4 million. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka na pwedeng mag 8% tax rate. So, ang mangyayari dito, they automatically revert to graduated tax rates. Okay, kasi si graduated, yan nga yung general rule. No, kapag na-breach mo yung threshold ng 8% preferential tax rate, babalik ka doon sa general rule, which is graduated tax rates. Number 15, a mixed income earner is an individual who earns from both compensation and the business income or profession income. So, letter B. Ito yung mga masisipag, no? Sumasahod na. Tapos, meron pang business. Yan yung mga masipag na employee at negosyante. Number 16, for mixed income earners, compensation income is always taxed using, so kapag compensation, laging graduated income tax rate ang gagamitin mo. No? Kasi yung 8% flat rate na yan o yung preferential tax ay kay self-employed. Number 17, if a mixed income earner opts for the 8% tax on their business income, the 250,000 deduction is, syempre, applied only to compensation income. Ano kang sinuswerte? Tax-free na yung 250 mo sa compensation, tapos ima-minus mo pa ulit doon sa gross income mo, gross sales mo. Pag opt ka doon sa 8% preferential tax. No, hindi mo na pwede i-deduct, no? Kasi na-deduct na yan doon sa compensation income. So, letter C ang number 17. Okay, number 18. An employee earned a basic salary of 800,000. Uy, computation pala to, no? So, an employee earned a basic salary of 800,000. So, meron kang 800,000 basic salary. And the 13th month pay of 100,000. 100,000. They also received 40,000 rice subsidy. 40,000 rice subsidy. Tapos, 10,000 in clothing. Okay? Tapos, total mandatory contributions amounted to 25,000. Sige. Okay. So, calculate the total taxable compensation income. So, una, meron kang basic na 800,000. Okay. Next, meron kang 13th month pay na 100. Okay? Eh, yung 13th month pay mo, di ba, may limit na 90,000, no? Yung 90,000 tax-free, pero yung lumagpas, taxable na. So, yung lumagpas dito ay 10,000. Sama mo yan doon sa 800. Next, rice subsidy, 40,000. Eh, magkano ba ang rice subsidy mo? 2,500 per month times 12 months. So, meron ka dapat 30,000. Eh, ang binigay sa'yo na rice subsidy ay 40,000. So, lumagpas ka ulit ng 10,000. Taxan mo yan. And then, last is yung 10,000 clothing allowance. Pero yung de minimis, 8,000 tax-free. So, yung lumagpas, taxan mo, 2,000. Magkano yung total? Natataksan mo dapat? 800 plus 10 plus 10 minus, plus 2 is 822. Kaya lang, meron ka pang kailangan gawin? Yung mandatory contributions. So, wag mong taxan yan. So, ibawas mo yung 25,000 dun sa basic pay. So, 822 minus 25, meron kang 797. Ano ang tinatanong? Total taxable compensation lang pa rin tinanong. So, letter C, ang number 18. Letter C. Letter C. Ayan, no? In-apply lang yung theory na tinanong din dito sa number 5, no? Which of these contributions is excluded from taxable compensation income? Ayun, no? Tinanggal mo. Yung PhilHealth, SSS Pag-ibig. Ayun, no? SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig. So, dapat kung tama ka sa number 5, tama ka rin sa number 18. Okay. Kung mali ka, okay lang. Okay lang. Hindi ka naman mali ulit. Number 19, problem. A private employee has 15 days of monetized vacation leave. How many days are taxable? Taxable? Siyempre, 15 minus, ilang days ba yung free? 12. Kabisado mo na yan, di ba? Kabisado mo yan. So, 3 days. Nahatching ako. Okay na. Iyan, letter B. Number 19, letter B. Number 20, a self-employed professional has gross sales of 500,000, cost of sales of 200,000. Under the graduated rate, what is the tax base? So, under the graduated rate, what is the tax base daw? So, kapag gagamitin natin yung graduated table, ano gagamitin nating tax base? Siyempre, gross sales minus cost of sales. Okay. So, dapat 500 minus 200,000. 300,000. So, 500 minus 200, 300. Letter B, ang number 20. Letter B. Next, number 21. A mixed income earner has a taxable compensation income of 400,000 and a gross business sales of 1,200,000. If they opted for the 8% tax rate for their business income, what is the total income tax due? Assume a 30,000 compensation. Ang bait ng problem, binigay niya na agad yung tax nung 400,000, no, no compensation. Sige nga, lista nga natin yung mga income niya dito. Meron siyang compensation income na 400,000. Magkano daw ang tax nito? 30K. Next natin. Meron kang business sales, gross business sales na 1,200,000. Tapos, ang pinili mo is 8% tax rate. So, kapag 8% tax, ang gagamitin mo is yung gross sales na 1,200,000. So, 1,200,000 times 1,200,000 times 0.08. So, meron kang 96 for your business income. So, 96 plus 30, this is 126. No, number 21 is 126,000. Letter C. Okay. Eh, paano? Kung yung gross business sales ay binigay na, let's say, 3,500,000. Okay, tapos ang nakalagay dito, they opted for the 8% tax rate. Compute, what is the total income tax due? Anong gagawin mo? Susundin mo ba yung 8%? Hindi, no, kasi lumagpas ka na dun sa threshold. Tandaan, ang threshold mo sa gross sales dapat 3 million. Okay, pag lumagpas ka dyan, ay hindi ka na pwedeng mag 8%. Okay? So, pag lagpas ng 3 million, ang gagamitin mo agad, yung graduated table dito sa baba. Okay? Given ba yan sa exam? Given. Given. Okay. Ayan, tandaan mo yan ha. Yung 3 million, baka mawala sa isip mo, mamamali ka pag tinanong ka ng ganun. Okay. Next, number 22. Which form of compensation involves payments in items other than cash? So, pag binayaran ka ng sardinas, ang tawag doon, paid in kind, letter B. Number 23, Employee Achievement Awards or non-taxable de minimis. Benefits up to 12,000 per year. Nako, kabisaduhin mo yung mga yan, no? And yung pati yung application, no? Kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina. Baka bigyan ka ng ganitong problem, eh. Hindi mo kabisado yung mga limits. Hindi mo alam kung ano yung tataksan. Nako, kailangan kabisado mo yan. Okay? Tsaka yung diniscuss natin na ano, yung ganyan. Yung tawag dyan, timba-timba. No? Pag lumagpas ka, sasaluhin mo ng 13th month. No? Kunwari, lumagpas yung rice mo. Sasaluhin mo ng 13th month na 90K. Okay? Tapos meron pa dito yung mga iba pang allowance. Let's say yung clothing o uniform. Pag lumagpas yan, sasaluhin muna nung 13th month pay. Hanggat sa umapaw na rin yung 13th month, ito, taxan mo na. Kasi lumagpas na talaga siya. Lumabas na siya. Naglawa na. OA, no? Naging dagat. Yan. O, tara, tuloy na natin. Alas 10 na pala. Number 24. Laundry allowance is non-taxable up to, kabisado mo rito, no? Tama, 400 per month. Next, 25. A minimum wage earner receives a basic minimum wage of 180,000, overtime pay of 20,000, and a performance bonus of 110,000. Okay, how much is the total taxable income? So, number 25, tinan mo yung minimum wage earner. Oh. Minimum wage earner, 180,000. So, tax exempt yan. Ano pa ba ang mga exempt kapag minimum wage earner? Yung overtime, exempt ba yan? Yes, exempt din yan. So, hindi mo tataksan yung overtime. Ano pa? Holiday. Holiday pay. May binigay ba holiday dyan? Sige, lista nga natin ano yung mga exempt pag minimum wage earner. So, minimum wage, exempt yung basic. Exempt din yung holiday pay. Exempt din yung overtime pay. Exempt din yung night shift differential. Night shift differential. Exempt din yung hazard pay. Ba't bumaba? Hazard pay. Okay. Ayan. So, sa case natin na to, overtime pay lang naman yung binigay na overtime pay of 20,000. So, ito, tax exempt din yan, no? So, ang ano lang taxable? Yung performance bonus. Kaya lang, hindi mo tataksan yung buong 110,000 na yan. Kasi, meron kang ang threshold na 90,000, no? So, 13th month and other bonuses, meron kang 90,000 na pwede mo i-deduct dyan. So, 110. Ba't mo mababa? 110. Ba't ganun? Naglolo ko na yung tablet ko. Pen tablet. So, 110 minus 90. Ang lumagpas ay 20. Okay, so itong taxable. Letter B ang number 25. Okay? So, alam mo may tinanong ding theory dito kanina eh. Saan ba yun? Pag minimum wage earner, Saan ba yun? Minimum wage earner. Ayun ito. Which taxpayer is exempt from income tax on holiday pay and hazard pay? O so bukod dun sa dalawang yan, holiday pay and hazard pay, exempt din siya sa overtime pay, at night shift, differential pay. Si minimum wage earner. Okay, naantok na ako Pero tuloy natin ito. Number 26. 26, a Filipino citizen who stays in the Philippines but has no intention of staying here permanently is classified as a resident citizen pa rin. Ano? Hindi natin pakikialaman yung intention niya. Kasi nagstay naman talaga siya sa Philippines. Resident yan. Okay. Next, which type of taxpayer is taxable on income derived from sources within and outside? Ito, resident citizen. I think kabisado mo naman na yan. So, wag na tayo mag-dwell masyado dyan. 28, overseas contract worker is classified as non-resident citizen. Sama niya si OFW dyan. Number 29, resident alien is an individual who is not a citizen of the Philippines and resides in the Philippines with no definite intention has to stay. Letter B. Number 30, non-resident alien is considered engaged in trade or business if their total stay in the Philippines during the year exceeds ilang araw? 100. Ba't tayo yun mag-scroll up? 180 days. Letter C. Next, what is the final tax or rate on interest income from a Philippine peso bank deposit of a resident citizen? Ito ay 20% no interest. Pag royalties on books, 10%. Kabisado mo yan, no? Dati. Kabisado mo yan nung nagdi-discuss tayo, no? Sana hanggang exam, kabisado mo yan. Prizes won in the Philippines are subject to a 20% final tax only if the amount exceeds 10,000. Yan, kabisado mo yan during discussion. Sana hindi mo makalimutan. Number 34. Cash and property dividends. Pag mabilis, pwede mo i-post, no? Okay, yun ang kagandahan sa video lecture. Saka i-upload natin to sa YouTube. I think meron tong fast forward or slow it down kung masyado mabilis. Kung babagalan ka naman, pwede mo i-times 2 speed. Depende sa trip mo. Cash and property dividends received by a resident citizen from a domestic corporation. So domestic corporation, cash and property dividends. Yung pinakita ko example sa inyo, binawasan ako ng 10%. No? Letter B. Number 35, ito, bagong update pala to. No? Interest income received by a resident citizen from a depository bank under the Foreign Currency Deposit System or FCDU, or Foreign Currency Deposit Unit, is taxed at dati 7.5. Tapos dinoble, naging 15. Kaya lang, nung si MEPA update nung July 2025, no, last year lang, naging 20% na siya. So, letter D na ang number 35. Panasimple, no? Hindi na kailangan tandaan na iba yung si foreign currency deposit unit, no? Kasi interest income din naman yan. Same mo na lang na sa may interest income, 20% din. Okay? Para isa na lang daw tandaan mo. No? Bait ng batas. No? Galing. Pero sa amin nun, kung ano-anong random numbers talaga yung kakabisaduhin mo. Pero at least, na-survive naman natin yun. Hindi ko rin alam kung paano ako siya na-survive that time. Sobrang dami ko talagang kinakabisado nun. Uy, yung pusa namin, ang ingay. Narinig niyo ba yun? Sorry. Parang may kaaway yung pusa. Hindi naman siguro dinig, no? Kasi naman to. Noise cancellation. Anyways, sundan na natin number 36. Which of the following is exempt from final tax for a non-resident citizen? Number 36. Which of the following is exempt from final tax for non-resident citizen? So, non-resident citizen, taxable lang to within the Philippines. So, interest from peso deposits, taxable yan. Ang exempt ay ito, interest from foreign currency deposit units. No, kasi foreign currency yan. So, parang considered na siya na income outside. No? Tsaka, ayan, to encourage din na magkaroon ng foreign currency deposit. No? Ginawang tax exemption. So, letter B ang number 36. Number 37, capital gains tax on sale of real property located in the Philippines. So, number 37 is capital gains tax on real property. Tama. 6%. Yun. Number 38, the tax base for capital gains tax on real property is the tax base for capital gains tax higher between gross selling price and fair market value. Letter C. Number 39. Capital gains of shares not traded in stock exchange, 15% of net capital gain. Uy, bakit? Bakit ka nadoble? 15. Letter C. Ba't ganun? Letter C. 15. Of the gain, no? 15% of the gain. Paano yung, sale of real property? 6% of the 6% of the highest or higher between gross selling price and fair market value. No? So, dito mo multiply yung 6% kapag real property. Pag shares not traded, 15% nung capital gain lang. So, yung capital gain is yung proceeds minus yung cost. Kung magkano mo nabenta yung shares, at kung magkano binili yung shares. Magkano mo nabenta minus puhunan. Ganun lang. Yan lang yung net capital gain. Yan yung multiply mo sa 15%. No? Tandaan mo yun pag shares of stocks not traded. Paano pag traded sa stock exchange? Wala kang capital gains tax. Kapag traded sa stock exchange, ang gagamitin is stock transaction tax. Yung tinatawag na stock transaction tax. Okay. Yeah. Number 40, if a resident citizen sells shares of a domestic corporation through the Philippine Stock Exchange, the transaction is subject to... Ayun pala. May tanong pala akong ganun, no? Sa number 40. Number 40 is letter C. So, kapag traded, letter C. Uh, 0.6%. Next, to be exempt from capital gains tax on sale of principal residence, the proceeds must be fully utilized within 18 months. Yan. So, kapag nagbenta ka ng principal residence, tapos yung proceeds mo, fully utilize mo, no? May mga requirements yan, no? Kailangan inform si BIR, etc. Nandun sa handout mo, balikan mo siya. And syempre, kailangan yung proceeds, gamitin mo agad within 18 months. 18 months. Okay? So, yun lang yung may exempt. Pag nagamit mo siya within 18 months. Paano pag ginamit mo siya after 18 months? Hindi ka na may exempt sa capital gains tax. Tataksan ka na ng capital gains tax. Kahit pa ni-utilize mo yung proceeds ng iyong binentang residential property o principal residence. Okay? So, kahit nabenta mo siya at ni-utilize mo, kaso lang, ni-utilize mo siya after 18 months pa, taxable ka na ng capital gains tax. Okay, number 42. How often can a taxpayer avail of the capital gains tax exemption on the sale of principal residence? Once every 10 years. Number 43. A resident citizen sold his house, principal residence, for 5 million. Cost was 2 million. Zonal value is 6. He used 4 million of the proceeds to buy a new house. How much is the capital gains tax due on the unutilized portion? So, number 43. Magkano daw niya nabenta yung bahay niya? 5 million. 5 million niya nabenta. So, ito yung proceeds. Next, ang ginamit niya lang ay 4 million. So, minus mo yung 4 million. So, meron kang 1 million na pinagbentahan na hindi mo na-utilize. Okay? So, kailangan mo bang taksan yung portion na yun? Yung unutilized portion? Yes. No? Pero, paano mo gagawin yun? So, gamitin mo yung unutilized portion, i-divide mo dun sa total proceeds na 5 million. Makukuha mo dyan yung parang percentage, no? Unutilized percentage ng unutilized na portion. So, 20% ng proceeds, ibig sabihin, 20% ng proceeds ay hindi mo ginamit. Okay? So, bakit kailangan mo yung 20% na yan? Yung 20% kasi na yan, yan yung i-multiply mo dun sa highest o higher dun sa zonal value. Saan ba yan? Yung tax base natin. Ito, higher between gross selling price or fair market value. Okay? So, sa case natin, since mas mataas yung fair market value, yung zonal value natin, kaysa dun sa proceeds, so dun natin multiply sa zonal value na 6 million. So, times 6 million. So, ito yung magiging subject sa capital gains tax. So, 1,200,000. Okay? And then, yung 1,200,000 na yan, i-multiply mo dun sa capital gains tax rate. So, pag real property, ilang percent ulit yun? Tama, 6%. 6% nung ating highest o higher between the fair market value or the gross selling price. So, since mas mataas nga yung fair market value natin, yun yung ginamit natin. So, 1,200,000 times 6%, ang ating capital gains tax ay 72,000. Letter C. Yun, makakalimutan yan. Okay? Number 44. Blackpink received a 20,000 cash prize from a local contest and 50 in dividends from a domestic corporation. What is the total final tax to be withheld? Blackpink, lagi mo lang withholdan yan. Now, 25%, no? So, magkano yung kinita niya? 20 plus 50, 70 times 0.25. Calculator, 70 times 0.25. This is 17,500. Number 44 is letter dog. Okay. Number 45, a taxpayer sold shares. A taxpayer sold shares of a domestic corporation directly to buyer for 300,000. So this is sale of share of stock not traded in the stock exchange kasi binenta niya directly to a buyer. Okay? Ano ba kasi nangyayari kapag nagbebenta ka ng shares of stocks? Pwedeng direkta sa buyer or dadaan ka sa stock exchange. Yan. So dito, directly to the buyer, kaya magkakaroon ka dito ng capital gains tax. The cost of the shares was 100,000. So how much is the capital gains tax? So dito, sabi natin, kapag sale of shares of stock na traded in the stock exchange, ang tax base mo is yung capital gain, which is, yun, no? Proceeds minus cost. Or kung magkano mo nabenta, minus magkano yung puhunan mo. Yun yung capital gain. Tapos yung multiply mo sa 15%. So, magkano yung capital gain mo sa number 45? Magkano mo binenta? 300,000. Magkano mo binili? 100,000. So, meron kang gain na 200,000. And yung 200,000 na yan, multiply mo sa 15% para makuha mo yung capital gains tax na calculator. 200 times 0.15. 30,000. 30,000, letter D, ang number 45. 45, letter D. Yeah. 46, which BIR form is used for the payment of capital gains tax on sale of real property? Yan. So, BIR form 1706. Kabisaduhin mo yung mga BIR forms, no? So, 1706, yan yung form na gagamitin mo for capital gains tax for sale of real property. Okay? Classified as capital assets. Ano naman yung 1707? Yung 1707, gagamitin mo siya for capital gains tax pa rin, pero for shares of stocks not traded. Not traded in stock exchange. O yung mga binenta directly through to the buyer. Next, yung 1601, gagamitin mo naman for withholding. Ito is for withholding. Withholding. And then yung 1701 is annual income tax return yan. ITR. For self-employed individuals. Okay. So, BIR form 1706. Yan yung for capital gains on sale of real property. Nakabalikan mo yung mga forms dun sa handouts natin. Tsaka yung libro, basahin mo rin maigi. Yan. Para hindi ka mamamali sa mga forms. Mga title lang naman ng forms ang kailangan mong kabisaduhin for now, no? Yung pag-fill out sa forms, kahit aralin natin ngayon, makakalimutan mo rin yun sa future. I mean, kasi through practice siya para makabisado eh. Kasi kahit ako nung natutunan ko siya nung undergrad, kaya lang nakalimutan ko rin siya nung nag-work na ako. So, kailangan ko rin aralin ulit. Ayan. So, kung magkakaroon ka ng work na related sa tax preparation or tax return preparation, dun mo ma-master kung paano mag-fill out ng forms. Okay, for now, ang importante, kabisado mo yung mga form number kung saan siya gagamitin. Okay? Number 47, deadline for filing and paying capital gains tax on the sale of real property is 30 days after the sale. Ayan. Nandun rin yan sa handouts. Yan, syempre, nasa book. Letter D. Letter D. 48. Which of the following winnings is exempt from final tax if the amount does not exceed 10,000? Ito ay PCSO and Lotto winnings. Number 49, a citizen of a foreign country who enters the Philippines for a definite purpose, which is in its nature would require an extended stay. For example, a 2-year contract. So dito, tagal niyang tumira, alien siya pero resident. And last, number 50, income derived from the sale of shares of a foreign corporation by a resident citizen is subject to regular graduated income tax. Ano ba nangyari dyan? Nagbenta ka ng income derived from the sale of shares of a foreign corporation by a resident citizen. So, si resident citizen, nagbenta siya ng shares of foreign corporation. Eh, di ba si resident citizen ay taxable within and outside the Philippines. So, kahit foreign corporation yung binenta niya na shares, ay gagamitan mo pa rin siya ng graduated income tax letter C. Ayan. So, yun ang sagot sa iyong quiz. Hindi ako sure kung na-discuss natin to ng face-to-face, pero ayan na. Diniscuss natin siya ulit. Okay? Mag-aaral kang maigi for your exams. Siyempre, yung fringe benefit kasali, no? Kabisaduhin mo ulit yung mga fringe benefit kung paano tayo mag-compute, no? Paano mag-calculate ng gross up monetary value. Kailan mo gagamitin si 35%? Kailan mo gagamitin si 25%? For housing, kailan siya magiging 100%? Kailan siya magiging 50%? No? Pati yung gaano kalayo sa work, no? Kung ilang meters from the office yung residential property na ipapagamit sa'yo. Okay. Ayan, kailangan mong ma-review yun. At ano pa ba mga kailangan matandaan? Siyempre, yung mga forms. Yan, mga filing. Yan, kabisaduhin mo siya ulit. Review para makasagot, no? And ayun. Good luck sa exams. Anong oras na? 10:26. Ako ay magpapahinga na, matutulog na ako, no? Maaga pang pasok ko bukas. Bye. Good luck sa exams.